Hello and good evening, everyone. Good morning to St. Mary's team in Calgary. A very warm welcome to MSM, St. Mary's University Agent E Session 2021 Live. Thank you for connecting with us today on behalf of MSM and STMU. We hope that you all are in good health and 2021 is treating everyone well. You're here with MSM and STMU team, and we will ensure that this session will certainly add value to your knowledge and experience for STMU. We all know that there have been a lot of flexibilities for all our international students, and eventually most of the students have now started traveling, reached the campus, and probably September 2021 will be all studying face-to-face classes, maybe. So we can certainly expect the positive side for all our students. I won't take much of your time, so I would like to introduce the for the session. We've got Dr. Pablo, who's our director, student affairs. We have Alexa, recruitment and community engagement officer, Annie, admissions officer, Ilana, admissions officer. So over to you, Pablo.
Hello, everyone. My name is Pablo Ortiz, and I'm the Director of Student Affairs here at St. Mary's University. Basically, part of the portfolio in my office is recruitment and advising. And I work directly with our recruiters, but also I work directly with admissions. I'm happy to see so many attendees here in the list, and I welcome you to this session. Hopefully, we're going to address all your questions and those bits and pieces that you need to know when recruiting your students over there in your countries, and provide you with key information that you will need by the time of application. Thank you.
Alexa, can you please take it up, share your screen, and take our partner agents through a walkthrough?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let me just share my screen here. Oh, geez, sorry, one sec. Having a bit of a technical. Let me just, sorry, everyone. This hasn't happened before.
That's okay. Are you facing some security issues? Like you can't share your screen or something like that?
Yeah, I just can't share my screen, but I think I've got it figured out now.
Okay.
Okay, are you able to see my screen now?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, excellent. Sorry about that, everyone. Now we have got this going. Okay, great. So hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us at the MSM webinar for St. Mary's University. Like Dakshita said, my name is Alexa Mackell, and I'm the Recruitment and Community Engagement Officer here at St. Mary's University. Not only that, but I myself am a graduate of St. Mary's University. In 2019, I graduated with a Bachelor of Arts with a major in English and a minor in drama. I had incredible experiences, both at STMU, both with my education and with the school itself. So I want to tell you from someone who actually went there, what makes it so great. Before we begin discussing St. Mary's, I wanted to give you some information on the country, province, and city where it's located. So we're located in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Canada is home to over 37.5 million people, and it's the largest country in the world in the Western Hemisphere and the second largest country in the world next to Russia. It is an extremely diverse country, and we're proud of our high level of multiculturalism. Some Canadian celebrities include Celine Dion, Justin Bieber, Drake, and Ryan Reynolds. Canada boasts gorgeous landscapes coast to coast. In our 13 provinces and territories, you can find prairies, mountains, forests, beaches, lakes, glaciers, and other types of terrain. Although we're known for our cold winters, Canada also has beautiful springs and summers, and there are plenty of activities and tourist attractions catered towards both the summer and the winter months. On this slide, I've included some photos of Canada's biggest tourist destinations. Places like Niagara Falls, Whistler, and the Bay of Fundy garner the attention of tourists and international travelers alike. Canada has a booming tourism industry, pre-COVID-19 times, of course. And in 2019, over 22 million international tourists visited Canada. So Alberta is the province where we're located, and it's home to over 4.3 million people. Alberta is one of 3 prairie provinces, aptly named for the beautiful stretches of wheat that cover some of our province. In this slide, you can see some of Alberta's biggest tourist attractions. One of our most fascinating tourist attractions is Drumheller and the Royal Tyrrell Museum. Drumheller is located about an hour and 45 minutes outside of Calgary and is home to the Royal Tyrrell Museum. It's a paleontology museum next to the Dinosaur Provincial Park. There has been an abundance of dinosaur fossils found at this location, and many of them are featured at the museum. We're known for our beautiful lakes like Lake Louise, amazing landscapes like the Hoodoos or the glaciers, or fun shopping locations like Banff. Alberta really has something for everyone. That brings us to our city, Calgary. Calgary is home to over 1.5 million people and is home of the Calgary Stampede, a world famous event known for rodeos, carnival rides, concerts, and fried food. The Stampede happens at the beginning of July and runs for 2 weeks. One of our landmarks is the Calgary Tower. You can climb the steps up, look at the glass floor down to the city streets below, or have a bite to eat in the restaurant that actually rotates at the top of the tower. Another fun attraction is the Calgary Zoo. Pictured here is one of the penguin walks, where guests can get an up-close look at the penguins as they walk the zoo's path. The Glenbow Museum and Heritage Park are great places to learn more about Calgary's history. Are you into sports? You might be interested in wind sport, Calgary Ski Hill, and the home of the 1988 Olympics. So St. Mary's University is a liberal arts institution, meaning that it's a cultivation of the critical, creative, and curious mind, teaching you how to think instead of what to think. We believe in an interdisciplinary approach to learning, and by expanding your breadth of knowledge through many different areas of study, we believe that the student is better set up for life after graduation. So while you're coming to university to study biology or English or psychology, we also want you to develop your skills in a wide variety of topics. So we encourage you to take courses in the social sciences, humanities, and fine arts, even if that's not what your major focus is. St. Mary's embraces the Catholic intellectual tradition, which means that we're committed to the formation of the whole person, creating thoughtful and compassionate citizens who are dedicated to social justice. The Catholic intellectual tradition understands and recognizes that faith itself must be informed by intelligence. This being said, STMU balances the Catholic identity while embracing diversity and welcomes all students from all backgrounds, from all or no faith, from Calgary and beyond. One of the many attributes that make St. Mary's different than other institutions is our size. We have roughly 1,000 students, so way less than any of the other universities or colleges in Calgary. If you check out this page here, this is an actual picture of our campus. You can walk across the entire campus in about 5 minutes. Our average class size is around 25 to 40 students, probably pretty close to like a high school class. But more than anything, this means that you won't just be a number. Coming to a smaller campus, you can get more one-on-one help with your courses from your professors, and you can really build a real relationship with them, which can lead to great references for getting into graduate schools and professional programs, or even connections for future jobs. And if you're really not sure how this whole university thing works, we're here to help. If you call us, a real person will pick up the phone. You can expect a higher level of help coming to a smaller campus because we as staff and faculty will actually know you as a person. So our programs. We're fully accredited to offer 4 3-year Bachelor of Arts degrees with concentrations in general studies, English, history, or psychology. And also we offer 6 4-year degrees as following. So we offer Bachelor of Arts with majors in English, psychology, liberal studies, social justice and Catholic studies, and a Bachelor of Science in biology. We offer minors in biology, Canadian studies, Catholic studies, drama, English, family studies, management, philosophy, political studies, psychology, science studies, and sociology. So as you can tell, there's a lot of options to choose from. Our 4-year degrees have a capstone project or the honors route if you're in psychology. It's a year-long independent research project under the guidance of a faculty member. These capstone projects provide students with valuable experience for graduate school or within the industry and can lead to publication or presentation at local and international conferences. We also have Bachelor of Education elementary and Bachelor of Education secondary streams. These are for students for 3 or 4 year who already have a 3 or 4 year BA or B Science who are close to completing their degrees. So these are either from St. Mary's or another recognized institution. We also offer a single entry Bachelor of Education program, which means you only have to apply once to enter a 2-degree program. So first you would complete your BA or B Science in your chosen program, and then you would advance to a Bachelor of Education degree right after. We offer a business transfer program, so you can start a business degree with us and then transfer to U of Calgary, U of Lethbridge, or Mount Royal University after your first or second year. St. Mary's doesn't only boast top-tier programs and faculty, but a thriving social scene. The community at St. Mary's is highly involved, and there are plenty of opportunities to take part in clubs, athletics, social justice events, parties, and societies. Being a small campus, you have more of a chance to get to know people from different programs, backgrounds, and interests. Our athletics program. So at St. Mary's, we have a ton to get involved in. Our athletes compete at a national level in cross-country running, track, and compete against other universities and colleges in the ACAC in men's and women's basketball. Our athletics program is really incredible. So our team is called the Lightning. 11 Lightning athletes were National Scholar Award winners for academic achievement. And the Lightning women's basketball program is one of the most victorious and winning teams in Calgary. You also have access to our fitness center right on campus. We also have campus recreation, so things like yoga, taekwondo, and the option to start your own hockey, soccer, volleyball clubs, anything you want. So if there's a sport that you want to get involved in that we don't offer at St. Mary's, our athletics department will cover the startup costs for you. But if you're not much into sports, but you still want to be involved, our athletic games are free to watch for all St. Mary's students. So our clubs. You can get creative with the community choir or the drama club. You could try and experiment with the science club. You can wander through Fish Creek Park, which is North America's second largest urban park with the Outdoors Club. We even have a Dungeons and Dragons club. Demonstrate your leadership skills with the St. Mary's Student Legislative Council, which is our student government on campus, so it's kind of like a student council. If there isn't a club that meets your interests, you can start your own. Being a small campus, you can really make anything happen. At St. Mary's, we also have a strong culture of social justice on campus, environmental consciousness, and volunteerism. We were the first university in Alberta to go bottled water free, thanks to the Students for Social Justice Club, who wanted to reduce the amount of plastic pollution. We also have something called the President's Volunteer Team, where you can participate in activities for groups like Habitat for Humanity, In From the Cold, the Mustard Seed, and an annual Christmas party for low-income families. So there's really a lot to get involved in. At St. Mary's, we have the opportunity to travel while also completing your courses. So through our experiential learning department, we have different chances to travel, either through internships, international partnerships with other institutions, travel study courses, or through our Bachelor of Education International Teaching Practicum. So you can learn about marine biology at the Bamfield Marine Science Center on Vancouver Island for Biology 317. Explore contemporary Mediterranean cultures in France and Morocco for French 219 or interdisciplinary studies 301. Study art and history in Italy for religious studies 305 or art history 325. You can explore the coral reefs of Belize and for Bio 417. Just an example, speaking of the Belize travel study, in 2019, we had a student attend the Belize travel study and actually was hired at the facility that they were in. They were banding birds and studying bird migratory patterns, and she impressed them so much during the travel study that after graduation, they hired her back. So these travel studies are also an opportunity to gain real life experience and possibly start a career out of it. In Bachelor of Education programs, we have students have the opportunity to gain teaching experience on an international practicum, either to China, Mexico, Taiwan, or the Ukraine. So class, On campus, we have a Center for Learning Access and Student Success, or CLASS. Here you can find peer mentors, which are students nominated by their professors as being strong in certain disciplines, and they can help you basically as a private tutor for free. Peer mentors are paid by the university, so if you're strong in any of your subjects, this could be a way for you to earn money while you go to school. We also have a writing lab where you can spend time editing your papers in a computer lab under the guidance of an English professor. This can help you boost your grades. Through the Center for Learning, we offer success strategy seminars. These are 45-minute free sessions on a variety of different topics, like how to cite a university level paper, employability 101, time management, study skills, and dealing with stress. So these success seminars are a great way to learn life skills that aren't only applicable in university, but also post-graduation. The Center for Learning is also where you would go for any academic accommodations. So these might be IPPs, more time on exams, or a quiet exam room. So at St. Mary's, the supports are there if you need it. St. Mary's is located on the hereditary lands of the Blackfoot and the people of the Treaty 7 region. St. Mary's is committed to truth and reconciliation by supporting students through an inclusive learning environment, demonstrating respect and understanding the land the university sits on, and recognizing the cultural knowledge and ways of knowing brought by Indigenous students, staff, and faculty. We do this through community partnerships, celebrations of heritage and cultural practices, and inviting elders or Indigenous scholars to our campus to share their wisdom and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn. We also have a special graduation ceremony for our Indigenous students to celebrate their achievements. We do smudging, the special honor song we received at our first teepee raising, and we present them with an eagle feather or Métis sash. So pictured on the slide here is our teepee. Students, staff, and faculty went out together to source the poles, sand them down, and get them ready. We have a yearly teepee raising complete with a ceremony. This really helps bring our community together, and we feel a real strong sense of pride, investment, and connection seeing the teepee. These initiatives are a way for us to honor Indigenous protocols, history, and the voices that have been historically silenced. Reconciliation is incredibly important to us, and we pride ourselves on our commitment to making sure that St. Mary's is a welcoming, safe, and respectful university for Indigenous students to attend. So the application. Application for international students is a lengthier process, so we suggest that the student begins the application process 3 months before the term you'd like to start in. So the application deadlines for international students is June 1st for the fall term and October 31st for the winter term. One sec, sorry. Okay, so to be eligible to study in Canada, the student must apply to STMU and have their letter of acceptance, have a valid passport, submit a completed application with the requested fees to the Canadian Embassy or to Citizenship and Immigration Canada in your country. You must also provide proof that you have enough money to pay for tuition fees, living expenses, return transportation, that you must be law-abiding and have no criminal record, and you may be required to provide a police clearance certificate for this. You will not be a risk to the security of Canada. You must be in good health and willing to take a medical exam if necessary, and you must satisfy immigration officers that you will leave Canada once you've completed your studies. So admissions. International students are admitted on a case-by-case basis and must meet the following requirements. So you must apply online at apply.stmu.ca. You have to pay a non-refundable international student application fee of $175 Canadian. You must present English proficiency results. I'll discuss these in the next slide. And you must provide all transcripts and/or documentation from previous educational institutions, including exact translations from a qualified English translator, if the documentation isn't already in English. You must provide an assessment completed by the International Qualification Assessment Service, or IQAS, which compares international education standards in Canada. So the English proficiency, the chart on this slide shows the English language proficiency needed for both our Bachelor of Education program and our Bachelor of Arts and Science programs. The column on the far right shows which English language test is acceptable for the remaining and the remaining columns show which scores you need for the Bachelor of Education and Bachelor of Arts and Sciences. So yeah, it shows you which tests we accept and which scores they need for each program that they're entering. With the closure of many English testing centers in relation to the COVID-19 pandemic, and until further notification, St. Mary's University is also accepting Duolingo English tests as a way of meeting English language proficiency for admissions, except for Bachelor of Education programs. This will allow applicants to complete the test and receive results within 48 hours. So you have to request in Duolingo to share your results with St. Mary's University, as this will allow us for accessing your official results. The minimum score needed is 115. So these are the exempted countries. So students who have completed their formal full-time studies at an accredited English post-secondary institution in any of the countries listed here with proof of education in English, they'll have satisfied the English language proficiency requirements for St. Mary's University. So we'll just go over the tuition and the fees. On this slide, you can see that the tuition and fees for international students for the Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science programs, the tuition is based on the number of courses you take. So a full course load, which is 5 courses, will cost roughly $24,000. On this slide, you can see the Bachelor of Education students. For this program, the tuition is based on the term. So one term will cost roughly $31,000. Before we begin this, I believe Pablo wanted to talk a little bit about the AccuPlacer results. Pablo, did you want to speak on that a little bit?
Sure. Especially for those students who are applying and are lacking Math 12 or grade 12 math. We've been experiencing that situation with some of the applicants, especially for our biology program. We have the option that the students can access actually the math exam through AccuPlacer, and AccuPlacer will give you the opportunity as a student to go through study guides, to go through the material that it's covering that math exam that you will need, which is an advanced algebra exam basically, and you can write that exam and you can use a proctoring service called Examity, and this comes at very low cost compared to either taking upgrade course or something else like that. This exam and the proctoring service will cost or have a cost for the students of around $30 US, a little bit less than that. So I think it's a good opportunity for you if you're thinking to apply and then you realize that you don't have the requirement of Math 12 to present this specific exam, and you can do it online, and you will have a proctor at the time you write the exam who's going to be basically invigilating the exam. The good thing about this also is that we will receive those results in 48 hours and sometimes less than that. So by the time we receive the results, you are almost ready to apply, right? Because you meet that requirement. So.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Pablo.
No worries.
So you might be wondering also, what type of career can I have once I graduate from STMU? So of course, that all depends on the GPA the student graduates with, job experience, and the job market. But that being said, I thought I'd like to explore some of these options and what the average salary for each career looks like in Alberta. You'll notice that some of these careers will require additional education, but several of them can be accomplished with the Bachelor of Arts or Science degrees received at St. Mary's University. So with Bachelor of Arts with a major in psychology, one of the options is counseling. So you can get that with a 4-year BA acquired at St. Mary's. The average pay for this in Alberta is $60,000 to $62,000 a year. A psychologist is another option, but you will need a master's degree. So you can get that from another post-secondary institution once you get your BA from St. Mary's. The average salary for this in Alberta is $85,000 a year. And same with the education counselor. So you would need a master's for that. But their average salary is 63. I think I can hear someone's mic on. Oh, Dakshita, I think, or someone's mic is on. Okay, perfect. Sorry. So the average salary is $63,000 to $65,000 a year. The next one is Bachelor of Science with a major in biology. So you can become like a wildlife biologist. So this is possible with a 4-year Bachelor of Science, which you can get from St. Mary's University. The average salary is $92,000 per year. Again, these salaries aren't guaranteed. It's just the average going salary for these positions in Alberta. You can become a technical sales representative. Their average salary is $78,000 per year, or an optometrist. So this occupation requires 7 to 8 years in education, and you'll need a doctorate in optometry, but you would start off with a BA, and their average salary is $94,000 per year. Okay, so Bachelor of Arts with a major in history. You can become an archivist. BA may be considered if you have the required training or experience in the field. Their average salary is $81,000 per year. A museum technician, which is possible with a BA, $29,000 per year. And a historian, you would need a master's for this, but they make roughly $77,000 per year. For our English program, Bachelor of Arts with a major in English, you can become a journalist. And you can make roughly $61,000 per year in Alberta. Education you could go into. Now this one is a little bit different. So you would start with a BA and then you would go into that BEd program. But you would have to choose whether or not you want to be an elementary school teacher or a secondary school teacher. The elementary school teachers make $77,000 a year, and the secondary school teachers make $79,000 per year. You could become an editor, which is possible with a BA, and they make roughly $52,000 per year. Bachelor of Arts with a major in liberal studies. So you could become a police or an RCMP officer. So you would need further training, and they make $107,000 a year in Alberta. You could become a policy analyst, which is entry-level positions that you can get with a BA. They make $46,000 per year. You could become a copywriter, which is possible with a BA, and they make $59,000 per year. You could become, with the Bachelor of Arts with a major in social justice Catholic studies, you could become a youth care worker. They make $36,000 a year roughly. You can become a social worker. You need a diploma for this. They make $74,000 a year, and these are always in high demand. Social workers, there are a lot of jobs for social workers out there. You could become an Indigenous liaison, and they make about $60,000 per year. Okay, so I wanted to talk too about graduate programs. So after you graduate from St. Mary's, so graduating with a Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science can also lead you to graduate school. So you can study to obtain a master's or PhD in your chosen field. One pathway that I wanted to talk about that securing a BA can lead to is law and law school. These are two examples of programs near or in Calgary that will accept students with a BA or even partway through a BA. So University of Calgary will accept applicants who have finished 60 credits in their BA. Occasionally, they'll accept exceptional students who haven't completed this many BA credits. The average GPA for acceptance in the program is 3.63. That was in 2020. So you don't even need to finish the BA for this program, only 60 credits, which is about 2 years. University of Alberta will accept students with outstanding academic ability without a degree into their Juris Doctor law program if they finished at least 2 years of a BA from another recognized institution. Applicants must have a 3.7 GPA and fall into the 90th percentile on the LSATs to be considered. So these are two options for law, and you don't need to finish your BA, but you can move from your BA into these programs possibly. I wanted to talk about master's programs as well. That's something that a lot of our students go on to after graduation. So another option is the pursuit of a master's degree. On this slide, you can see that BAs from St. Mary's programs can lead to a master's degree. All of these schools are either in Calgary or the surrounding area, so these are just examples. So University of Calgary, they have a Master's of Science in Psychology. You need a 4-year psychology BA, which we offer at St. Mary's with an average GPA of 3.4, so it's definitely doable. University of Alberta, with a Master's of Arts in English, you need a 4-year English BA with an average GPA of 3.3. University of Lethbridge, Master of Arts in History, you need a 4-year BA with an average GPA of 3.3. So after your BA that we offer at St. Mary's, you can apply to any of these institutions and continue your master's program there. I also wanted to talk about the benefits of a liberal arts degree. So being in a liberal arts institution like St. Mary's, students learn a variety of life skills that won't only benefit them during their time at university, but also post-graduation. Being adaptive to any situation and strong communication skills are highly sought after qualities in an employee. These skills are valued by employers who want to make sure that their employees can collaborate, think creatively, and problem solve. Not only that, but attending a liberal arts institution in the program of your choice can lead to a high level of personal fulfillment. So maybe you have a passion for literature or science or teaching. Being a St. Mary's student can bring you a sense of fulfillment that can only come from pursuing your passions. I will also mention that we have a virtual open house coming up on May 12th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which is Calgary. So I'm not sure how that applies to different time zones. Students can pop in to watch presentations from the faculty and ask questions to presenters, to professors who will be presenting. We will also have our new campus tour video, which we're really excited about. So more information on that can be found at our website, www.stmu.ca. So simply put, St. Mary's makes the post-secondary experience simple. With experienced and knowledgeable staff and faculty who are eager to help you achieve your post-secondary goals, you won't just be a number. St. Mary's cares about you and your overall success, both while enrolled and after graduation. So I'm just going to stop sharing my screen here and go back with Annie and Alana, and we will be answering any questions that you may have. You can put them in the chat or the Q&A, and yeah, we'll be happy to answer them.
Thank you so much, Alexa, for the wonderful and detailed presentation. I believe that all our partner agents might have got some learning out of this session for STMU. It's a good news that Pablo announced that we will be having our AccuPlacer very, very soon, and that will give an option to all the students, those who were not having maths, to clear maths on their AccuPlacer test, wherever they are from, wherever they are sitting, and then get into STMU's famous programs such as biology, psychology, wherever maths is being required. And also the second important thing is that our IELTS is 6, not less than 6, which is one of the one of the very flexible IELTS requirements that we have got. So looking at the Q&As,
Right. It looks like there's a question about scholarships. I can definitely answer that. So St. Mary's has a variety of scholarships. They can all be found on our website, www.stmu.ca. And these scholarships are awarded based on a variety of different situations and grades and interests. So there's a lot. We offer, I think the number is roughly $400,000 worth of scholarships, and some of them aren't claimed. So I encourage all students to take a look at our scholarships that we offer and see if they can apply for any of them.
So I don't think so, Alexa, it is for all the international students. I might be wrong over here, but is it for international students?
I believe we have some for international students. Annie, do you know about this, about scholarships?
I can respond to that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So we are in the process of, we put a proposal for our scholarships committee and awards committee. So we put a proposal either for 10 $500 scholarships. They will be called international entrance scholarships, 10 of those at $500. Or I think if, depending on what the committee says, we can have 5 of those at $1,000 each. So we're still waiting to hear from the committee, but we put the proposal and we're just waiting to hear in the next few days about that.
Thank you for clarifying, Pablo. I was speaking generally about our general scholarships, so thank you for clearing that up.
So Pablo, there's a small question for you, I believe, you or anyone. Can you brief a little bit about AccuPlacer? The AccuPlacer test that we are getting.
Yeah, what they would like to know. I posted on the chat. I posted in the chat the AccuPlacer exam that they need to write, the exact exam they need to write. There's 3 exams in math, right, for AccuPlacer. The first exam, and let me just go back to that. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. So can I share my screen, Dakshita, for a sec?
I believe you can.
Yeah.
Are you able to? Or
yeah, let me just share my screen, and I think you can see it now.
Yeah.
So so AccuPlacer has this practice for the many exams they offer. If you scroll down, you will find reading sample questions for exam, writing sample questions for that exam specifically. And AccuPlacer has 3 math exams. They have the arithmetic sample questions, they have the quantitative reasoning, algebra, and statistics sample questions, but then they have the algebra and foundation sample questions. This is the exam the students need to write. It's the 3rd exam, the advanced algebra and function sample questions. If you click on this, and I posted this link in the chat. If you click on this, it explains what the exam is about, the type of content. I'm gonna zoom a little bit here. The type of content that the exam is gonna cover, meaning linear equations, applications, factoring, quadratics, functions, radical and rational equations, polynomial equations, exponential and logarithmic equations, geometry concepts, trigonometry, right? And also, it gives them a little bit of the sample questions that they will find in the exam, right? And how the exam looks like. This is exactly how the exam looks like. So, and they give you the answer key as well. So, and I posted this in the chat, so they can start distributing this to the students, right? So they can prepare, right, on the content they need to cover at the time they write exam.
So I believe that has answered a lot of questions. I mean, you've got the syllabus, you've got everything under one roof for AccuPlacer, and that is how the students can, that is how they can prepare for it and then give the exam.
And I don't know how to unshare my screen. Oh, here, there we go.
Apart from that, in the Q&A section, there is, please, what is the tuition deposit required before a student will be offered the letter of acceptance? So I believe, Annie, we can have you answer this. Like, what is the tuition deposit required?
Yeah, so for students recruited by our MSM agents, we require the full first term tuition. So this year that was $12,450 Canadian. So that covers the full first term. That's the international tuition cost.
Okay, that's great. So 12,800 12,000 approximately can be one of the tuition tuition deposits that can be given for the LOA to be issued. Can it be less than $12,000, Annie? Any which way less than $12,000? Is it possible?
That would be the cost for 5 courses. I think that's the cost that we require for all students. So the term is 1 semester, so that's about 4 months. to answer the next question there, but I'm pretty sure, maybe Pablo can correct me, but I think we do require that $12,000 amount.
We do require the full load of the courses to be paid up front, right? For the as a deposit, and that's 12,000. For this year, it was $12,070, right? Just keep in mind that for our Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science undergrad programs, our annual cost for the program, including all the fees, right? It's around $24,000. So for this year, so yeah, we require the one semester, the one term tuition deposit for sure.
Okay, perfect. Got it. So I believe that we have answered most of the questions. Refund policy in case of visa refusal. I believe that we are giving 100% refund in case of visa refusal.
Absolutely. The only thing that is not refundable is the application fee, right? But refund in case of visa denial, it's 100%.
Okay. And what will be the fees for 1 year required SDS tuition deposit? SDS is basically 1 year of tuition deposit that we take, which is approximately $24,000.
Sorry, one year it's around $25,000. That's the 1 year of studies, but they just need to pay half of that as the deposit, which is around $12,000.
Okay, perfect. So this is how we have covered most of the questions, and we've almost spent 45 minutes together with each other, in which we have gathered so many information about AccuPlacer, IELTS, our admission requirements, the tuition fees, offer letters, and letter of acceptances. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in today with us. So, Pablo, before we wind up, would you like to say something for our partner agents?
Sure. I posted on the Q&A section because they were asking about students that completed the programs in English. So I posted the list of our countries that we offer we waive that prerequisite, right? So as you can see, it's a huge list. Some of these countries cover Africa, the Caribbean. So here is the big list, and we're still adding more countries to that list as we speak.
Okay, just one last question. What is the percentage that is needed for getting the acceptance? So as per the Indian grades or the India subcontinent grades, it's 55% overall, not less than 50 in any subjects. As per the Canadian grades, I believe it is 65% overall, not less than 60 in each subject. Am I correct? Am I giving my message right? Because there will be
Yes.
applicants coming up with 55%, not less than 50, from India subcontinent region.
Yes, you are correct.
And would you like to highlight something for Africa, Annie?
For Africa, I believe it's equivalent to 65% overall average in Africa. We can answer questions about that as well through the email too, through global admissions email, if there's any specific questions, but it is equivalent to 65% as well.
Okay, so we do have, to all our partner agents, we do have one email ID assigned for all of these questions, that is global.admissions@stmu.ca. Please feel free to email us over there so that we're able to revert you as soon as possible, or let's say within 24 to 48 hours with all your queries. Okay. Thank you so much, Alexa, Annie, Ilana, and Pablo. Would you like to say something? Then please go ahead. I'll just write my email ID over here.
I guess on behalf of St. Mary's University and this amazing team that we have in admissions and recruitment, and also on behalf of MSM, if I can, please send us your questions, right? I know that you might have more questions after this, and we'll be happy to answer those questions. Either MSM or MSM can forward those questions, and we will we'll do the best job or our best to respond those questions in a timely manner. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for connecting with us today. Bye and take care, everyone. See you soon.
You.
Bye-bye.